Woo!
Do it.
Wake Up Web3. Welcome back, JC.
Wake Up Web3. Okay, that's enough of that.
Welcome back,
Hey, everybody.
guys. Welcome back. We have quite the show for you today. But before we get into it, market manipulation, crypto's all over, everything is dead. We'll go over all of it. JC, welcome back. How is
Thank
Italy?
you. Italy was amazing, except for a couple of strikes, but that's how Europe is nowadays, so it was fine. We had a great time.
Awesome.
Venice, Florence, Rome, beautiful cities. Great time with the family. It was great.
So really quick, what was your favorite thing about the trip?
I was really surprised at Venice. Venice is beautiful and amazing. I was expecting it to be like, okay, it's kind of a like a gimmicky thing, like, oh, look, they just have waterways and isn't that cool? But no, like, yes, I do. I've got I switched to my earbuds just so that I could not have that big thing on my head.
I actually
so you
just
see the beautiful reflection here. But yeah, the Venice was amazing. I had been to Florence before and Rome. The kids had not. A quick aside: one of the reasons I like going to Italy, and Reptar, you will appreciate this because my son also loved it, was the Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy.
Ah, no way.
Yep. You're like, ooh, I climbed that. Ooh, you remember when we had to kill that guy up in there? Oh, I know. But like, you're like, my son's like, oh, I think, where was that guy hiding? You had to sneak in right there. And oh gosh, you remember that secret door that we took 2 hours to find? It was right there. So
no, that's like, so cool. Yeah, they did like a complete, recreation of everything. It was awesome.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun.
No, man, that's awesome.
I made my son play those games.
As much as I'm sure, Italy was better, we're happy to have you back. And you missed the single greatest crypto crash in all of history. So
I swear, guys, I leave for 10 days and you let the market crash in Pumptober. Reptar, what are you doing?
Dude, what is Reptar doing? Reptar needs to figure a lot of things out, all right? So we're going to start with the bubbles, as we always do, guys. Bubbles.
Bubbles, my bubbles.
Yikes. So, no secret, guys, a little late to the party, but this week, some serious blood in the market. Absolute bloodbath. Some of our favorite projects down anywhere between 20 and 40%. FET AI down 41%, 50% for the month. So,
do we need to go back and adjust our multiplier picks because everything went down at least 50%, so everything should move up by double, right?
So that means everything on our list is going to go up even more. But so yeah, guys, some of the biggest project, ICP, 23%, almost 30% for the month. Gosh, down.
Man, those wicks, guys, those wicks. I didn't even see the news until they had already come back up. But yeah. XRP down to $1.09. H-bar down to 9 cents. I wish I had been live when it happened and bought it. So congratulations to you if you bought that dip because you're already 2x from the dips there. But we're going to talk about what happened, why it happened, who might have had a hand in this. And
there's a lot to get into, guys. So I guess we should really just kind of we'll just really kind of get right into it. The one thing I do want to share real quick is the Fear and Greed Index. This is, for those of you who don't know, it's a really good indicator on market sentiment and kind of where things are going right now. We were obviously in extreme fear during this crash. This was one of the biggest crashes that we've seen since FTX. So, guys, how did this all start? So, we'll get into it very quickly. Essentially, this all started on Thursday when, if you don't know, China is one of the biggest suppliers of rare earth elements like, silver, gold, a lot of these things that
silicon. What else? What is it for the batteries?
Lithium.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's just so many rare earth elements in China, and essentially what they did is they announced that they are going to be heavily, taxing and tariffing exports
and restricting. Like they're just not going to export these rare earth minerals. Which, I mean, if you're China and your goal is to harm your political enemies, everybody needs these rare earth minerals. And if you own 70% of the supply and you really want to hurt, you limit those exports.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is they're not only directly affecting everybody, like things where we're gonna get into how Binance was part of this, Mr. Mark. I love that you brought that up. So essentially, not only do we use gold and silver and all these chips and things like cell phones, which everybody has, and all technology, but also a lot of these things are for defense contracts for the military. Things like F-15 fighter jets. So this was a big blow to America, and that's kind of the reason why Trump ended up firing back. So we're gonna go ahead and I'll share this new tab. So essentially, what happened is after this was announced on Thursday, Trump tweeted that we were gonna be firing back with the way that Trump always fires back in these situations, which is raising tariffs to unprecedented levels. So on Friday, the day after this, China talked about its export taxes, Trump announced 100% tax on tariffs for China.
And that right there, that tweet, or actually Truth Social that was retweeted, that's what crashed the markets. Was him coming back and saying, hey, if they're going to play this hardball, we're going to play hardball. We will 100% tax all imports from China. Yep. And of course, since then, which is good, Trump has put out on social media that he has spoken with, I believe the tweet was something to the effect of, President Xi just had some bad advice and made a bad decision, but he and I have talked and things are fine and we'll work it out and don't worry about it.
Yeah, everything's fine after the markets crash and after all.
It's fine. We're fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
But we'll get into some of the insider trading stuff in a second, because there was 100% insider trading, and there's a reason. There's a greater reason. I think a lot of people know why this happened. But some of the important takeaways from this, guys, is essentially after this announcement, the crypto markets just cascaded. The stock market, there was like $2 billion wiped out immediately. This caused a domino effect across all markets. $19 billion was wiped out of the entire crypto market. So again, guys, for reference, I'll kind of go over how this compared to some of the other crashes that we've seen. Let's see if I can pull it back up. I had it up here. Even with the COVID and the FTX crash, we did not see this level of correction. During the FTX crash, I think there was only, I believe it's on this page, there was only $2 billion. Yeah, so right here during FTX, there was only $1.6 billion that was liquidated. And that was considered a black swan event. That was a horrible crash. And then obviously COVID, everyone remembers, that was only $1.2 billion. JC pointed out this is almost 10 times bigger than any crash that we've seen in crypto. And this scared a lot of people, and obviously what ended up happening is as people are betting the market going up using things like leverage, as people's leverages get forced closed by liquidations, it just forces the market down even further. So it's
unlimited sell pressure is what it is. So yeah. if you're not into leverage trading, this is what it means. You're basically borrowing a percentage of money. So you put in $100 at 10x leverage, and you basically get $1,000 to bet or to put and to buy. Let's say Bitcoin. So you take $100, but you want 10x leverage. So the exchange gives you $1,000. Well, that means you owe them $900. And so you take out basically a $900 loan and you put your $1,000 on Bitcoin. And as it goes up, if it goes up $1, well, you have 10x leverage, so you make $10. So basically, whatever percentage it goes up, you multiply that by 10, and that's your gain. So if it goes up 10%, you made 100% profit on your. So you bet $100 or $1,000, and it goes up 10%. Instead of making $10 on your $100, you made $100 on $1,000, which means your initial investment was really $100. So you made another $100, and that $900 has to go back to the exchange when you sell. But you turned your $100 into $200 by doing a 10x leverage and getting a 10% price increase.
Exactly.
The problem is the exchange is like, well, look, if you if the price goes down, we're gonna sell the price. We're gonna sell for you because we need to not lose money. And so they have what's called a liquidation point on your long-term leverage bet. And if the price drops below a certain percentage where your money would be wiped out, you get liquidated and your position is immediately sold. Well,
exactly.
Everyone that does that, so that drives, if your position gets sold, it drives the price down a little more. And then that might trigger somebody else's price liquidation and it gets sold. And that it's just increasing sell pressure, and everyone eventually got liquidated out to the tune of $19 billion in liquidations.
Yep, and that's really that's kind of the biggest takeaway, guys, is, it very much was, like JC said, it was this mass liquidation, and as these liquidations happen, it drives the price down even further and liquidates more people. And honestly, the markets were over leveraged. We saw that there was a lot of people that were betting things were going to go up. We all knew it was just bullish news. Macro events are there. And that's exactly what, as JC just said, the exchanges and all these big players see these leveraged positions, and, they take advantage of them. So I guess the biggest question, did people take advantage of this drop? You bet your ass they did, including some of us. But there was some interesting insider trading that was going on.
Matthew Allen, emotional damage.
Oh,
it was more than emotional to some people.
I do want to kind of talk about something serious later. I guess we could talk about it now. I don't want to get too much into it, but just a quick disclaimer, guys. Crypto is like super volatile, okay? And like this happens a lot, and you need to be prepared for it. I read this story about an investor who, I don't even think we can say this word on YouTube, but he opted out of life because of this crash. And if he had waited 10 minutes, he would have saw the markets went back. So I guess the moral in all this, guys, is, do not get scared out of the markets. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, because this happens. These gray swan events, if you want to call it that, happen all the time. And you need to be prepared. It gets very emotional when you see 40, 50% of your net worth immediately wiped out. And leveraging is incredibly, incredibly risky. The people that didn't get wrecked in this whole thing are people that bought the coins and held them. If you're trading or leveraging, you got wrecked. And some people were taking advantage of some of that. So
like Reptar said, we don't do financial advice. I'll never tell you what you should do with your money. I will say this: I will never leverage trade. I did try and learn some just day trading and leverage trading before I got into crypto, and while I understood it, I was not good at cutting my losses, and I did lose money. And what I learned while I was studying, and I actually took some classes and stuff, is more than 90% of day traders, leverage traders lose. And especially now as AI and algorithms get better and better, the big boys don't even have to actively do stuff. They just have their algorithm. I would bet my entire bag of XRP that the big boys, the big institutions' algorithms saw all of these leveraged longs and just acted. And then the exchanges, which we'll talk about in a minute, continued to make the problem worse and worse and worse. I would bet you that the algorithms saw the leverage and took them out.
Yep, that is exactly what happened. And as you can see here, guys, 87% of positions were long positions. People were calling this a market reset for a reason, because people were incredibly over leveraged. And what's interesting is some platforms did really well. All decentralized trading platforms held up flawlessly. There was no issues. We saw tons of problems with the centralized exchanges. We're going to get into this in a second because Mr. Gray brought it up. But as always, we tell people use decentralized exchanges or self-custody, because when these events happen, trading is always shut off for technical difficulties or some kind of bullshit excuse.
Well, they just can't keep up with the volume of everyone trying to sell and get out of their positions before.
Exactly.
But would you scroll back up 1 second to that highlighted part? What did I want to? No, it was the green. It was the green part. I've lost it. Yeah. Matthew Allen there says, we'll talk about here in just a second. Yeah, somebody took everybody's money. And
well, I guess let's figure out who took everybody's money then.
Let's take a look.
So, this is being investigated. This is a really big deal. Obviously, insider trading is completely illegal, and people still do it all the time. And Hyperliquid is one that we
I'm sorry, what? Excuse me.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Every congressperson ever.
So, there is an investigation going on right now. This is kind of new, so we don't have a ton of information on it, but he has denied this whole allegation.
Hang on 1 second, Reptar. I want to put this in because ICE just put this. Look, if you're feeling that pressure, if you're in a bad position, and it's really taking an emotional effect on you, please get in our Discord. Talk with somebody, vent, holler, scream. If you're in our Discord, we're happy to talk with anybody about anything. If you want to come vent and scream and rage, or you just want somebody to talk to, find someone. If you're having a really, really hard time, an emotional reaction to stuff like this, or to anything really, but don't. I guess the best way that I've ever heard this put is don't find a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Talk to somebody.
Right. And that's so true, guys. Like, learning and having knowledge is so important in this space because it keeps you grounded and it keeps you focused on like the macro. Like JC said, like what's tomorrow gonna look like? Because when today's really bloody, it could bounce back the next day, and unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. And it was something completely avoidable that, and it's unfortunate, but it does happen. And this is a stressful industry. So it's important to have people to talk to, and it's important to, learn what's going on, because when you learn what's actually happening, it's easier to stay calm and make rational decisions. But, and that's exactly what these guys did. They saw an opportunity. Basically what happened is this wallet address on Hyperlink, which is, mind you guys, again, it is a exchange, the biggest DeFi exchange in all of crypto. This guy, the former CEO of BitForex, is now, said that he had no connection to the Trump family, did not know anything about it, but mysteriously the day before,
an hour.
Then an hour before he announced that, the wallet was used to open a $735 million short on Bitcoin. That is almost $1 billion random bet that the markets are going to completely dump.
You got to wonder if, granted, maybe he did or didn't, I don't know. Maybe he didn't have connections to Trump himself. But as I understand it, that basically ultimatum from China about their rare earth minerals was sent out like worldwide, like to the different world leaders. Like, hey, it was just, they basically sent them a threat like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And somebody talked, and this guy got the information. He may not have known what Trump was going to say, but he heard that from China, and he was like, this could be a black swan trigger on the crypto markets. I'm going to go short. But he knew something.
And the thing is, guys, like JC said earlier, a lot of these exchanges were essentially, not everyone reacted differently. So, this was interesting. I was reading. So not all trading platforms were hit. as bad. Hyperliquid was the biggest one. So they had $10 billion worth of liquidations on their site. This kind of shows some of the longs that were liquidated. They were definitely over leveraged. Hyperliquid's one of the most popular platforms. This is where this incredibly convenient short was opened. Binance was hit very hard as well. But something interesting about Binance is, if you don't know, it's essentially the Chinese competitor to things like Ethereum. And, they were also, pretty over leveraged, but they were a little bit more split. But they actually offered to compensate people for some of the people that were.
Hey, scroll back up because that's an interesting point to make. The 1.4 billion in longs, but also almost $1 billion in shorts. So everyone sees the markets crash. Okay, well, I guess I'll go short. And the computers see that, and the exchanges see that, and they're like, okay, now it's time to take their money too.
Yep. So that's why we saw that immediately.
You do what you want. Stay away from leverage with crypto.
Yeah. If you were not leverage trading, this didn't affect you very much. We recently, in one of our leveraging platforms we use Jupiter, they opened up 250x leverage. Stay away from 250x leverage unless you know what you're doing. Because
guys, seriously, if the price drops 0.4%, you're liquidated.
And another thing too is we even saw some stable coins break their peg. So this was Binance had a really rough time with this as well. That's why they're offering to to refund people, but they called it a system disruption or technical difficulties, whatever one they want to use. Essentially, they didn't have enough liquidity available. And then, there was forced liquidations on Bybit. There was a lot. DXDY, which I haven't used very much. I've used it a couple times. Tens of millions of dollars, but nowhere close to Hyperliquid. The only one I
wonder if what they're doing there is like, okay, we were having, server issues because everyone was trying to dump their stuff. But maybe what happened is their server was lagging and you put in a sell order before you would have been liquidated, but it didn't go through due to server issues. Maybe they're looking at those and they're like, hey, we see that you tried to sell. We will honor that sell price. Of course, they don't care now because the price is back up. They're like, yeah, we'll make it good. We'll give you what you sold at, even though the price is up 2x from there.
Exactly. It's why, and it's clear market manipulation. When you see these big things, again, I keep seeing the word unprecedented coming up and underreported. This might even have been worse than what people are reporting. This seriously was a huge, huge deal, guys. Like, this was one of the biggest, and the thing is, I'll show you guys the tweet that they put out in a second for Binance, but Binance actually is, kind of looking good in this whole situation. Coinbase, to my knowledge, wasn't as affected. I actually ended up being able to make some orders on Coinbase. I got lucky and I was at work and everybody at work panicked. We were looking at the charts and I thought it was a glitch. I saw XRP at $1.14 and I was just like,
you're like, oh, that's just like when they glitch it up to $30,000.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, this is a system glitch. I went and checked the markets. Between 40 and 60% down across the board for altcoins. If you guys didn't pay attention, Bitcoin and Ethereum held up pretty well. We dropped from around 125,000 to around 109,000, and we held key support levels. But alts got annihilated, absolutely annihilated. So, it was definitely, a big event, and we're still down a ton. So if you guys are looking at getting into some projects, I cannot see a better time than right now to get into these. So
one of the things, so you guys know, I watch and definitely promote for no reason other than I love the guy and his stuff, is All In Crypto. Pointed out that there's also one other negative possibility is that how do big institutions, with these ETFs, how do they pitch these ETFs to their clients now? Because in one day, like in the past, even when when SBF and FTX tanked to the tune of $1.9 billion. That was over a period of days. This happened in 2 hours. How do you, as a big institution, have any confidence telling your clients, hey, buy our ETF in these crypto tokens?
Right?
Is that going to slow down the markets?
I think that's actually why we're crashing now. I think because people are not educated on what's going on. People are scared, and rightfully so. We're in.
All they see is the risk, not the manipulation.
Exactly. So, KV, you guys saw him on the show a little while ago. He actually brought up a good point. This is fertilizing the ground for this huge just pump up. Like, we were in kind of an over leveraged position. Things were not very stable, but now we've built a good foundation for essentially what could be the comeback rally. So
I think what it's ultimately going to do is get more small people, get more individuals like us out. They're like, I can't risk my $10,000 going to $3,000. I can't risk it. So right. They're out, and the big boys are just going to take over. That's what I think this ultimately does. Is it puts more little people out of the crypto game and more big boys in control of a larger percentage.
Exactly. And very, very quickly, BNB obviously has big connections to China, and with all this stuff going on with China, the U.S. is backing Bitcoin. China's backing BNB. We kind of have like this war going on right now, and it's interesting because BNB is trying to set itself apart. A lot of these exchanges do, as you guys can see here, shift blame. Oh, it was our nodes. Oh, it was this, it was that. They come up with some BS reason why they weren't able to have the liquidity, or they had to shut down trading. And BNB, no other crypto exchange has really done this, but they are going to be paying out hundreds of millions of dollars to anybody that was affected on their platform. So that's really bullish for Binance, and
I think that's a good PR move on their part. It's good for their optics to, even if, like I said, they're willing, even if they're doing the scenario that I laid out, like, hey, we realize that you put your order in time, we're going to honor that order. Let's do I don't know, just because I know the price, let's do XRP. Somebody put their sell order in. They had their long position, but they had a stop loss. Or they tried to get on and sell. They're like, okay, if it gets below $2, I'm going to sell. So, they see it crashing. It drops below $2. They log in. They're like, okay, I put my sell order in, but the servers are full. The order doesn't go through. And by that time, it's down to, $1.30, and they get liquidated. And Binance is like, hey, our servers couldn't handle it. We're going to honor your sell price and not liquid. We understand what happened. We'll cover that out of our pocket. That's great. But what's the price for XRP right now? It went back up to $260, $270. So instead of giving you XRP at $2.70, or instead of giving you $2.70 on the XRP that you sold, they're going to give you $2 and keep the 70 cents.
Yep. And honestly, guys, again, we talk about like kind of who is affected by this. Anybody that was over leveraging, anyone that got scared out of the market, and obviously like some people who went a little further than that. This article actually is touching on the trader who was found dead, ironically, in his Lamborghini. And, it's tragic, you know what I mean? But, again, if this guy had waited 10, 20 minutes, he would have seen 40%.
Literally wake up the next morning.
Yeah. So, guys, again, we always say this, when in doubt, zoom out. And this is a perfect example because, again, I keep seeing these highly leveraged positions. If you were in leveraged positions, you got wrecked. If you were just holding Bitcoin, this almost didn't affect you. If you're holding alts, yes, don't get me wrong, you're down quite a bit. I mean, a lot of
you're down 30%.
Yeah, and some of these held up better than others. But
if you bought the top, let's say you bought your Bitcoin at $125,000, and it dipped to 102.
Yeah,
and then was immediately back over to like 112.
And that's the thing, guys. Completely.
If you just bought spot and hold, guys, look, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to make anybody feel good or bad, but I haven't bought any crypto except for, you know, a couple of little things in over a year. I'm still up.
Yep. And
because I'm not leveraged.
If you bought Bitcoin at $4,000, then it dropping to 102,000 from 125, you don't care.
You're not leveraged. And I understand the need and the desire to be like, look, if I can just I've only got $1,000, but if I can get 10x leverage, then I can turn my $1,000 into $50,000.
Which is true, guys. And
which is true, but 90% of the time you're going to lose it.
Exactly. And the thing is, guys, the biggest takeaway that I want to say, especially for this week, if you guys find your favorite project, or you find some of these projects, you know, that are dealing with these narratives that you know are going to pump, AI for FET, real world assets for HBAR, some of these DeFi platforms like Jupiter, Aster, even gaming stuff like AVAX. This is the time to buy. This is where everybody is fearful, where you're going to be getting some serious deals. Arrow, 22%, Aave down 50%, Quant 15%. These are all massive blue chip projects. And if you're really trying to make money in this industry, you are going to find times like this where the markets are down and you can get some of these blue chip projects that you know are going to succeed for such a deal. And the biggest thing is, I think this cycle is different from other cycles because last cycle, everything went. It doesn't matter if it was a garbage project, if it had some kind of narrative, it went. We're going to see a lot of projects fail this cycle. There's going to be some projects that do not come back. And sticking with the blue chips at these insane discounts, to me, is going to be my strategy, and what what I'm suggesting to people that ask my opinion on whether it's over. Is it over? Are we done? Absolutely not. Look at the macro events that are going on right now. Everything is still bullish. We've just liquidated all these over-leveraged positions. It's much healthier in the markets now. I think this is the beginning of a serious pump to send us back to where we were at before.
Yeah, and guys, if you were one of the ones paying attention and you saw the drops and you weren't leveraged and you were like, I've got a little extra cash, did you buy? What did you buy? What amazing discount did you get? I wish I was, you guys know I was on vacation. I wasn't keeping an eye on the markets. I did pop into the Discord every now and then just to see what happens. And I see that, this crash has happened. By the time I got news of it, you guys know I'm a huge XRP guy. I saw the wick for XRP went down to $1.09. By the time I saw it, it was already back over, 220. But I was like, if I had seen that and I had some cash on hand, I would have stacked XRP and HBAR and probably some Arrow, maybe some Quant or Render. But if you got something, what did you get? What price did you get it at? And
yeah, let us know in the chat.
How much are you up today from what you bought on Friday?
So I actually was able to use Coinbase during this drop. I was at work. Again, I said this earlier. But what was interesting is as soon as I noticed what was going on, we love our Discord people here, guys. It's like this, this hive mind of investors that we have going on, and a lot of smart people. So I immediately went in the Discord and I tagged everyone. Hey, crypto is down 40-60% right now. Posted the chart. I'm like, buy everything. And a few of you guys were online and you guys were able to get in and get some discounts, which was awesome to see. I'm happy for you guys. I was able to buy Render at $1.50, and I was also able to get HBAR at around 9 cents. We're currently back up to around 18 cents. So I was very happy with the crash. Again, because I was not leveraged, I was holding, and I found some good projects that were at an insane discount. And
so what did you get? What did you get Render at?
It was like it all happened so
roughly,
fast. It was like $1.75, $1.50, or maybe it was $2. I don't really remember.
It's $2.71 right now.
Yeah. And it was immediate.
Earlier,
10 minutes.
Earlier this morning, it was at $3. So you're up at least a 2x from Friday.
Full disclosure, I only threw in like $500, so it wasn't a ton, guys. But that's a 3x. That's $1,500 in like
right. H bar made it back up to almost 20. It's down to 17 right now. But I mean, if you got it, like I said, it went down to just below 9 cents. I don't know. I may have just thrown my whole, if I had any loose cash, I may have just thrown the whole thing at H bar at 9 cents.
I was getting ready to sell a kidney.
Yeah, but the problem is, by the time you had that done, the wick was gone.
Exactly. And that's the thing, guys. That's why you need to be paying attention. That's why it is helpful.
Or just don't worry about it. Buy it, hold it, and be like, oh, well, I mean, I didn't get liquidated, but I missed that wick right there. But that's okay. My bag is still good. That's where I'm at.
Community. You don't even have to, join the Discord, our Discord. Find any community of people that you can learn, you can, help with. Because when one person's sleeping, somebody else can be watching the charts. It's always an advantage to have a group that you can bounce ideas off of. It's like, what is going on? So many people got that message. And if you were in some kind of community, you had the ability to share and get some really good discounts on these projects. So, definitely keep an eye on it, guys. I wouldn't say, a lot of people are calling for another dip. It's entirely possible. I don't see it just because this was such a massive liquidation event. And
I did see one thing that lends a little credence to that. And I urge you, please go check out All In Crypto on YouTube. But he posted a video. It's probably been about an hour ago now. Another anonymous whale has taken out $1 billion short on Bitcoin.
I did see that. I did see that. So either that guy's going to get seriously liquidated, and because other people can see that trade, some people might try to push the price up to get him liquidated, and that's exactly the
we might have a GameStop issue.
Yep. So it might just send it, but it is important to remember, guys. Crypto is insanely volatile, but that's what we want. We want the volatility because that's how you make money. So if you're nervous, you're like, what do I do? Do I long? Do I short?
Don't leverage.
Don't leverage unless you know exactly what you're doing. Non-financial advice. But all I do know is when I see some of my favorite projects and some projects that are literally changing not only the world but the financial industry at a 40% discount, I am buying.
Yeah. I really, had I seen it, I would have had to explain a large deduction from our checking account to my wife.
Hey, babe, I cleared out the retirement. Yeah, sold the house too. Divorce? Well, no.
Yeah,
it's
no.
mine.
But I mean,
mine.
Yeah, no. I mean, not that bad. But like, hey, why is there an extra $1,000 charge on our account this month? What had happened was
what had happened was Trump had tweeted.
Yeah, be like, I'll put it back.
All of this,
the thing is, I could have been like, yeah, I'll put it back in 3 days when it goes back to its other price, and I'll have an extra $2,000.
I love it. So, we did mention to the people in the Discord when we went live today that we would be giving away a prize tonight on the live stream.
This morning too.
Yes. So we thank everybody for showing up for game night last Wednesday. We're going to have game night tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going to be giving away a lot more prizes. And JC's back, so it should be a fun time. But we're going to give away one right here on the live to one lucky person that is in our live chat right now.
All right, here's who you got. You got Mr. Gray. You got Rolex, you got Foskey, and Muna, and where is dang it, BG, Blue Gem is here. Ice had to leave.
We'll throw Ice on here. Just
Matthew Allen, are you still here? Yeah, I got you, Foskey. You'll be in the drawing here.
Yeah, I'm throwing them up on the wheel of names right now, guys. I'll throw that up so you guys can kind of see what's going on. Yeah. This is the first time we've done the wheel spin.
Who is Fatima? Oh, you're still putting in this. Ice, Muna. Ice is not here. He's not here right now.
So we're not going to do Ice?
No, I don't care. You can leave him on. I'm just giving him a hard time.
No,
You got
we're not putting him on here. He's done.
Mr. Gray. Yeah, you got Matthew Allen, which I believe I know who that is, but I won't out you.
Oh, we just did, Mr. Matthew Allen.
Nah, I know. I think I know who's screening it. Anyway, Blue Gem BG30 is here.
BG30. He won at our game night last night. I love that.
All right, who else? You got Rolex. I think is the only other person who's actually in the live chat right now.
And Matthew Allen, Rolex, Foskey. Guys, leave a comment if I forgot you. Just because we want to make sure we got everybody. I think I did.
I think that's right now we have 10 people watching live.
Love it. Love it.
One of those is me on my personal YouTube account, so don't count me.
Don't tell them that. Great. Now, JC, now they're going to know it's rigged and JC has an extra event. Or extra way.
I have my own personal YouTube versus the Alpha Origins YouTube. I mean,
love it.
Yeah. You got
so it looks
Rolex,
like
you're there on the yellow.
It looks like we have everybody. 2, 4, 6. Why do I not have... guys, if you're watching, comment in the chat and you want to enter the giveaway, just so we have all the names, because it looks like we're missing one person.
We'll give you a couple of minutes to make sure. Take a look at the screen. On the wheel, we have Mr. Gray, Foskey, Ice, Muna, Rolex, Blue Gem, and Matthew Allen.
For $1 million.
Negative. I'll give you 1 million Shiba Inu.
We'll give away $1 million when we hit 1 million subscribers, which is gonna be sooner than you guys think. All right, so
don't hold us to that.
Well, I mean, great. Reptar's gonna be having to write quite the check after the mint.
Speaking of, pay attention. We have information coming soon.
Ooh, we might have to talk about that at game night on Wednesday.
Game night.
Big news for our holders.
Show up in game night tomorrow night.
Let's get it. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and spin the magical wheel and see who is going to be our lucky winner tonight. Wheel. You're going to get your choice in crypto or an Illuvium disc. We are going to be giving away discs as well. So, your choice, but let's get it. Spin the wheel.
You will have to get in our Discord to open a ticket, which everybody on there is in the Discord.
You're going to have to get in the Discord. Who is it going to be?
Is it Foskey? Is it Foskey? Oh, it's Mr. Gray.
So close, Foskey. Yeah, congrats, Mr. Gray. You are our lucky winner for our first ever live giveaway.
All right, Mr. Gray, you know the deal. Open that ticket. Guys, if you have tickets, I am back in town. I will be going through those as soon as we're done with the live stream here and I get back from the gym. I'll start clearing out those tickets. We will be sending you your crypto, your discs, whatever prizes you've won, either from game night or from our poker games. Stay tuned. We're going to have some changes to the poker thing. We're starting to get some suspicious activity, so we're gonna be cracking down pretty hard. We got people cheating and multi-accounting, and we're gonna shut that down.
Yeah, guys, we want to keep it fair for everybody. You know, we give away a lot of stuff here, especially in the Discord. So we just want to make sure that you guys, you know, the people who are, you know, playing fair are rewarded. There's gonna be some changes, good changes to the poker tournament. And obviously, you know, we're going to be polishing some stuff with game night and the morning show. We're going to be doing some different things. So we really appreciate all of you guys that turned out for the live today. It's just been amazing to see the channel grow. And it's all because of you guys. So we will see you tomorrow morning for the next live show.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have big green numbers to talk about. We'll see what the news brings today and tonight. And hope you have a great Tuesday. Again, if you need to talk to somebody about crap that you're going through and this crypto stuff is really affecting you, you're always welcome to come in our Discord. You don't have to, but we're there. We've got a great community. If you just need to come and vent or just blow off some steam, talk about whatever's going on, come on in. We're happy to be there. But find somebody to talk to if this is getting tough for you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, JC. And we, you know, guys, it's great. We have a lot of really good people in our Discord and a lot of really helpful people. And you know, we've all the Discord started as a place to just bitch, and so we, you know, whatever you guys want to talk about, you know, get in there, you know, get in with the community and pay attention to these macro events because things are still bullish. Things are still coming. So, but you got to be prepared for these red days. So.
And do your best to not put yourself in a position where events like this can wreck you.
Absolutely.
Make your decision ahead of time so that when the crap happens, you've already made your decision. You know what you're going to do. But anyway, have a great Tuesday. We will see you guys in the morning. Come join us in the Discord. Do all the YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, blah, blah, blah. Share if you want. But we did ask a bunch of questions.
So much, guys. It really does. I know everyone says it, but there's a reason for it. Definitely smash it. It helps us out a ton. So we appreciate all of you guys.
Have a great day, and we will see you next time.
To the moon!
Lambo. Boop.